Hello there. I can't believe this. We are starting on time today. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to say hello in the chat. And if you are watching this later, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Hello there. If this is first time joining me, welcome. And the way this works is that you can submit your photography to our community, specifically to our subreddit. And you can find all the links in the description. You can go straight to the Reddit and submit there, or if you want to read more about that, you can just follow the links in the description. So, what are we doing today? Today we're gonna take a look at round number 24, which was I can't believe we're doing this for 24 almost uninterrupted weeks. Yeah, I think we skipped a few times, like 2 or 3 times. And it's 554 photographers already joined the community. As always, feel free to let me know in the chat if you can hear me, because I have no way to check if the sound is fine, and you know, I hear my voice in my head, so I can't really well, anyways, if you can hear that, it would be great if you would tell me. Thank you very much for everyone who decided to join the membership. It means a lot to me, and it means you appreciate what I'm doing and what we are building here together. Before we start, we had a little bit of a hiccup, I could call it, last week, which resulted into me not posting the poll, and we just didn't have almost like any votes on the round 22, I believe, yes. So now I'm going to paste round 22, and feel free to follow the link to cast your vote. It is free, and you can influence the results. You know, you can change life of someone by winning this prestigious competition. What you're gonna get is a photography book, and also I do print those small photographs with like a winning stamp. I am a little bit overdue few rounds, but hopefully like everything's settling down and everyone is well now. So I think I should be able to, during next week, to ship the rest of the prizes. So that's round number 22, and for round number 23, let me check. Round 23, you can vote as well, and we already have how many votes? 24 votes, and there is a leader. There is a leader in this group with 9 votes, and the rest has 3 votes. But still, you know, you can cast your vote. So that's that. I'm thinking about if I forgot to say something. I should be probably able to resume the production of the photo critiques. I do have one quick video I just decided yesterday to do, and that is a photography critique of Logan Paul 99 Originals. I don't know if you've heard about this project. He did like 99 photos, turning them into NFTs, and then just finished selling them for tens of thousands and some for hundreds of thousands US dollars. And I wouldn't do it, but it keeps popping up everywhere I move on the YouTube on me. And so I just pulled like, I don't know, 12 photos, and I just did like a photography critique and shared my opinion, what I think about it, if it's worth it, how is the artistic side. And I don't know if I will be able to finish that tomorrow, so it's gonna probably be up tomorrow or maybe Thursday. I will see. Hopefully this week. All right, so that's that. And now we can actually, I also have few interviews scheduled for this week. So hopefully next time I can bring you the interviews with the photographers participating. Now let me adjust the window, and let's start with the finalist number 1, which is unnamed photographer. Freezed Momentum is the Instagram profile. Hey, this is my new account, mainly for street photography. All right, pretty interesting shot. Some, hard light, some play with the shadow and some strong color. The motion is not really freezed, which I'm not sure I might not. So we have basically two kind of like, I wouldn't say focus points, but the areas that draw our eyes. Basically the head, okay, now you can hear my mouse, see my mouse. The head, and then the Mona Lisa picture. I think design wise it's like, I would give it like 7 out of 10 overall photo. I don't think this is like super masterpiece, but the colors are interesting, and I think especially for social media this is going to pop. And yeah, it can get, I can see this getting some likes on social media. So let's add it to the collection. Today is round 24, and it is there. Congratulations, and thank you for submitting your photo. Anyways, feel free to let me know in the chat if you can hear me, or if I should adjust the volume or anything. Yeah, as I said, it looks pretty good on social media. But my Instagram keeps right. Nice. Some interesting colors. Oh yeah, I remember checking this one. We saw it in the last round. I'm not sure if this was one of the finalists, but definitely I remember seeing this. All right, thank you for your submission. Moving on to the finalist number 2, Maslav, which is the name of the Instagram profile. There is no story to this picture, but Marco Slaviero. Alright, I'm just going to add this to the finalists collection. I think the light is nice. I like how Marco captured the people in this subframe of the what's that, lifeguard. It's not circle, but lifeguard. I don't know how it's called in English. It's interesting. I wish the boat wasn't cut off. Maybe I would move the, I don't know if this was initial to remove the head or not. I would probably try to not have the boat right on the edge. Also, there's something which is not quite in, not quite out of the subframe. I think it's interesting idea to frame some subject in this, but overall I think it's a decent photo. You know, people from behind the left side of the frame, it's just back of the people, of probably like two boys looking into the water. I like how they are facing the camera. I wish they were kind of like, you know, turned and looking either behind the photographer or on the photographer with some kind of emotion, or just something I could relate to. This seems a little bit more like, you know, documentary-ish kind of thing when we don't really feel any emotion from this. But overall, nice slide. Thank you for your submission. Like, this is shot from behind, but it has this fun element of the reflection. And not many photos on this Instagram. But thank you for participating and congratulations. The third one is Uncanny. That's the name of the photo. And is this England? It's probably England or States. Mason, that's a advertisement for something, so maybe if you guys know where this was taken. So my overall impression from this photo is it's pretty dark. Like, I like the subframing of the window, of the bus window, right? But I think it's just not my favorite photo. I have to say. I think it's you know, the guy or someone with the hat. They always the people always look cool, but I don't find anything particularly special about that photo. Maybe if I would probably try to, I don't know if that has been done, because I like, now I'm just looking at it, I kind of see this guy, you know, I would maybe make him pop a little more in Lightroom. I would just do this like gradient filter and just lift the shadows, do this like contrast thing, lift the highlights, just make him pop. And then you can kind of have this, because I think this guy is wearing a hat as well, if I'm not mistaken. So you can kind of have like this guy, this character, which I don't know, it might be some kind of show or whatever, and then just, you know, putting it next to like a guy in real life who is having a hat. And then I can kind of, yeah, you know, see if this was shot during the day, I think this would work better. Also with the colors of the bus, whatever. Yeah, I think it has some potential, but it's, yeah, as I said, quite dark. But anyways, thank you for participation and congratulations. Yeah, some of the other photos are not that dark. What's this one? That's quite interesting thing. Not sure what it is, but looks interesting. Some nice framing. Okay, so it's probably America, States, I guess. New York. All right. Thank you for submitting your photo. Next up, I know this cinema. I think Sax or someone else also brought me there. And so that's an interesting take. Just, I wonder if this was shot with like a zoom lens or like, I don't know, 50, 70 millimeter. Let me know what lens was it. Or if this is a crop. Seems pretty tight. I enjoy using layers and silhouettes in my work. This was shot in London outside the infamous, why infamous? Curzon Cinema. I noticed the potential to frame the silhouette between the reflection of the Curzon sign and then use the other reflections as edit layers. This is one shot and no double exposure used. Okay. I like it, especially because the profile of the silhouette is quite cool. You know, it's not like he has tilted or, you know, some silhouettes are not as recognizable. And also that the important part of the face is in the dark part. I'm just wondering when looking at this if this just wouldn't work better as landscape photo. Maybe like this, because then I feel like, and there is also some kind of shape, like human-like shape in the background, which I think is quite cool. I don't know if that's just coincidence or not, but looking at it like that, I would just split it a half and have it like a landscape. Maybe I'm biased towards landscape photos, but for me this top part of the image is not really doing anything. I don't think it's, yeah, not really doing anything. So that's my thought. I would split it, but cool shot. Thank you for your submission. Pretty nice photos, some great reflections. I remember we were actually looking at, I would say, probably many of the photos during our critiques. I really like this one. Sax, the master of silhouettes, I guess. Thank you for your submission. All right, playing shadow. That's interesting. Composition wise, I don't love his hand being cut off. I think the idea is, you know, he looks like a reverted shadow. This almost looks like a head and hands, and, you know, just playing with the ball, playing with the shadow. I think it's interesting idea. Let me zoom in a little bit. There is, I don't know, something. I think it's great idea. The execution is like lacking some, you know, elements of not cutting his hand. What's this edge flicker? Really like some kind of dark part, probably of a body or someone on the very light background. So that's really disturbing. There is not too much happening in this part of the frame. I would be tempted to make it disappear in the edit, like make it pretty dark, do like a dark layer. But I don't know if that would work with him. So I think overall idea is good, but just needs a little bit more work composition wise. I wonder if tilting the camera, if standing a little more to the right and tilting the camera to the left, so we have him in the middle, still not losing the shadow. I like how the shadow is like wedged to the corner, and overall idea is great. Just a few elements to make the shot like really working. Thank you for your submission. All right, for the love of, what is it? For the love of medium. Okay, living like my eyelids were the shutter. Okay, some nice details. This is nice. Did you mention what focal length you shoot with? No. Feel free to leave some kind of a story for the photo next time. Thank you for your submission. All right then. Luca is the name of the next photo. And shot in Lucca, Italy. Okay. I like how the man and the dog follow the line. Yeah, that's interesting. I might be repeating myself, just kind of thinking maybe do a little, if the little crop would make it better. I don't know. I like this triangular shape, what it makes. I would try to maybe frame it so the line goes from the edge to the edge, like splitting the picture in half, and then somehow compose, like incorporate this. I don't really know what to think about this part of the picture, if it's adding something or not, and it's a little bit empty. I think like I like this as a layer, as some like a point in the photograph, and I think what's this picture missing is just like one or two more subjects which would be doing something, and then them would be like cherry on the top of the cake. Just them alone, even though it's pretty cool how they follow the line and how the shadows are projected on the ground. I think it's missing something. Feels a little bit, I wouldn't say boring, but like, you know, you look at the image, you look at them, and then like, what? Like, yeah, I would probably try to either to crop it somehow, or tilt it, or play a little bit with the composition, or wait for more subjects on this place. But thank you for your submission. Who is Seraphine? Hello, who's ready for October NP? Okay, are you actually from Germany, like Oktoberfest or something like that? I don't really drink beer, which is weird, say some people, because I'm from Czech Republic. It's partly because I'm allergic to gluten, and then finding the gluten-free beer is quite difficult, and partly because I don't like the taste of the beer, so I don't really mind that. So the answer is I'm not, but you know, if people like it, they can do whatever they want. All right, Orlando, is it? Thank you for your submissions. And I've recently seen you posted this photo to the group. Looking forward to critique that. And then the internet is not really working. Let me know if you have any lags or something of the stream, because I'm streaming to 3 different platforms. Also, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching, what platform you're watching on, if it's YouTube, Facebook, and we are actually streaming on Twitch. I don't know if the Twitch is ever gonna work, but you know, I have the option to stream there, so I do it. I didn't have the courage to say hello. Piccadilly Circus London 2022, so it's recent. So is it like you like the girl, but I didn't have the courage to say hello and just took the photo? Yeah, I mean, photo from behind, nothing really special. I think, you know, the thing that makes her an interesting subject is her red hat, and but that's about it. The pose, you know, she's walking away, there's nothing really happening in here. Yeah, I think, and it's also a little dark. I wonder if it's, you know, it's obviously during the evening or night, but I would just make it just a little bit brighter. I wonder what's the story behind this. Would love to hear that. But thank you for submitting your photo. I mean, like, shooting someone from behind, it's usually pretty hard to take a decent shot. But well, anyways, thank you. And the Instagram decided not to work. All right. So some nicely colored images shooting during the rain is always fun, and you have some nice mood in your images, like the silhouette over here and the rain. Pretty cool. Yeah, some great night photography. Thank you for your submission. All right, next up, Japanese lady at night. And looking at it, I actually really like it, even though, you know, you could argue that it's better to have the person coming into the frame on the left side, as it's more like into the frame. I wonder if I'm been saying like cropping the image to be horizontal from vertical ones, but I'm really thinking if cropping it as for the horizontal image, like over here, wouldn't make it a better shot. I think she has a thick makeup, like a white one. I don't know if she's like I don't know if my impression is if she's like a geisha person or something like that, who dresses like that. But I really, or if that's the thing with the colors. Taken with Fujifilm X100F in Kyoto, Sancho District. I noticed a traditionally dressed woman passing in front of a Chinese restaurant. My technique that night was to wait at a good location for someone good to come along rather than go roam and shoot. All right. And I think you found a pretty good spot, especially with those red windows and very nice, you know, inside of the restaurant. It's kind of like a bluish and framed it pretty well. And then, you know, you could argue that it's just person walking, but I like the play with the colors. It's interesting. Thank you. I'm just gonna add it to the collection for now. And this one is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the few ones that you didn't take on film, right? Because I'm used to see more photos from you on film. Oh, it doesn't work over here. Great photos. Thank you for your submission. And next up is Seattle, and the story is, there is no story. Okay. So, not really sure what to think about it. Like a window which has a light coming through, and the top of the frame is black, which I don't know if it's intentional or for what purpose. I don't really know what to think about this photo apart from you know, its window with light. I mean, there is some kind of like interesting shapes, but yeah, not really quite sure. And I'm used to seeing from you some digital stuff, and now not sure what's happening, but the website is not really working for me. I'm gonna put it to the chat if someone wants to try it. You can do it. I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, it's not loading for me. I don't know if that's hosting or if that's my internet. Sorry, I will check it next time, and let me know what's the idea behind the photo you submitted. So next up we have breakfast. All right. So when I look at the composition, I think it's framed well for where it is shot at. It's the lines are, you know, parallel with the ground. Everything is framed well. The silhouettes are interesting. We can kind of guess they are sitting in the restaurant after probably a rain. Maybe, I'm not sure if there was rain or not. But that's about it. I don't really feel like emotionally invested into this photo. For yeah, it's kind of like a mundane thing, nicely framed. I just think you need some kind of either like something in the foreground, like a face maybe out of focus, or some interesting situation happening over here. And this would be a nice background. So I think you just need to wait for a better situation to take a photo. Also, I wasn't able to find your Instagram or your portfolio, so feel free to submit it next time so I can check it out. Next up we have meet and greet. And a woman lets her dog meet a local butcher, okay, and a patron outside a Philadelphia shop. Shot with Leica M10 monochrome and Leica 3 tri-Elmer 16, 18, 21. Okay, that's like one lens, which can kind of flip the focal length, or is it like a zoom lens, or at 60mm? Okay, so it's not as distorted as I would imagine 60mm would be. I think it's interesting. I wish he had some kind of meat in the head giving the dog. Also, I would love to see a little more of him. Going a little more to the left and tilting camera to the right. I like the expression in his face. And the background is a little bit overexposed, which I don't really mind because the characters kind of pop. I think the situation is interesting. I would even think about removing her and leaving just the leash and the guy, because the expression of this guy is great, of this one is great. Also, almost like, why is she missing the hat? Might have been cool if she was included in the picture. The car is a little bit disrupting on the background, but not like too much. Overall, I think the moment is quite interesting. Yeah, so I would leave it at that. Monochrome, okay. So thank you for your submission. Jordan. Okay, is everything shot with monochrome? Seems pretty cool. Let me know what made you purchase just the monochrome camera. Was it the simplicity, or was it it was in a discount? It probably wasn't. Yeah, let me know. Thank you for your submission. And okay, one step forward is the name of this photo. I think it's interesting how this leg is lined with the shadow, and okay, love the leg lining with the shadow. Someone else commented, yeah. I think it's nice shot of man walking, not a peak moment. Nothing really special about this photo. I think the composition is nice. I would probably tilt the camera a little more up to lose this negative space, which is not really doing anything. And this sand is for me a little too close to the edge. So I would do it at that. Overall, I think the composition, the subject separation is fine. And then it's just men walking. There is no color, so we can kind of focus on the information, which is nothing really special, which makes it not so special photo executed well, I would say. Yeah, but thank you for your submission. All right, loved some of your framing. Pretty cool photos. I think I actually voted for one of your shots previously. previously during the finals. Also, guys, if you just joined at the moment, feel free to check finalists from round number 23 and also finalists from round number 22. I think you have 1 hour left to vote, and we have around 25 votes already, so you can kind of influence who is going to win. Framing in Antalya. So this photo, it felt like it has a great potential of layers. Unfortunately, the framing, I'm not particularly happy about cutting the tops of the poles of the boats. I think otherwise it would be just framed much better. The subjects are nicely kind of separated. I would maybe wait for him to enter the frame, to have him framed in that window, and then you have kind of, if this guy would be missing and this one would be in that frame, which I'm not saying was possible, and then we had the poles included. I think it would be a cool photo, especially with the red car in front. Yeah, the boats are really interesting to have in the background. I just think you need just a little bit of something happening better than this with the car. Maybe the guy with the hand gesture arguing with the driver or something like that. Yeah, there is no particular like a story for that. Thank you for your submission, Eduardo. Some nice photos you posting. This is a great example of nice layers with someone in the foreground, which is not that something would be happening, but like he has interesting face expression. This one is nice with the colors. Yeah, some nice photos on your Instagram. Thank you for your submission. Fire at the Family Dollar. Okay, and that's a photo from Christopher. Family Dollar, is it like a store or is it, let me zoom in a little bit, dollar store? Or what's interesting in this photo is the person in the smoke. I wonder if it would work, almost like just by itself. If you had something like this, then you have also the police, if that's the police, or like the fire department. Like the legs in the smoke, they give this some kind of mysterious vibe, like what's going on, and the edit makes it odd looking photo. Like I don't know, it has this like film vibe of black and white. Overall, I think this part is super interesting, and then this part is kind of like a normal photo. So I'm kind of wondering what would be the thing over there that would make me like be thinking, all right, this is amazing photo. I think, I really like the half of the frame, and then the other one is not really doing much for me, but nice situation. I would photograph it as well. Seeing that, it's interesting, and great eye for spotting the person missing the upper part of the body. And Christopher is actually 2 times winner of our photo challenge, and he is, I wouldn't say specializing, but he is very good at night photography. I really like his night photography, and we have to do more rounds of that. All right, moving on to the next picture, and it is two pairs silhouettes. I'm kind of thinking about the second, like this pair. It's pretty cool. It's like what you're looking for when you want to photograph a pair of people, right? It's you know, easily recognizable what's going on, the shapes of the head looking into the sea, kind of like a romantic picture, right? And then this pair is kind of disorganized in a sense of visual representation. And I don't know if the photographer wanted to juxtapose that, if that's like you know, a pair in a romantic, like a couple in a romantic situation, and then the other one, him being on the phone. I think it's a little bit unfortunate that the sun goes from this side, because then the other part is just black. If you would crop it like this, you have this kind of cliche-ish nice photo of couple looking into the sea. Now juxtaposing them to this pair, who is like, she looks quite bored and he's on the phone. It's pretty cool. I wish this wasn't there. She didn't lean against that. It's not probably not another person. And then it's a little bit unfortunate the sun goes from the side it went. I would love to see their faces, their backs too. I think the idea was interesting. Unfortunately, the conditions weren't perfect. This is from one of the sunset viewpoints in Santorini. It's also a good spot to just sit down and stare at the horizon. Oh, it's quite late. Sorry about that. Shot with Fujifilm XS10 1855 f2.8. Let me know what was your thoughts about behind those photos. But you know, pretty interesting. And this is nice. Plane and a boat. This looks also very nice. You're visiting some very cool places. It almost looks like a Greece. Greece, okay. With those blue roofs. Alright, thank you for your submission. Alright, multitasking. So, a guy with 2 phones and a cigar. I have to say, this is just a tiny bit more interesting if he would be just leaning there. Usually when you have person leaning there, you want to have something else happening and have it just like a point in the photo. Then if you imagine someone walking here with the umbrella, you kind of have one layer, another layer. Now, the idea behind this probably was him multitasking. So what I would do with Rico, I would, take the shot like this, and then I would go closer, maybe tilt it more to the right, and take like just this part to kind of make him the main subject, because he's nice point in this image of a layer leading us to nowhere. So if I would be interested in this character, I would probably go closer and just photograph the top of his head with the phone, with the cigar. And yeah, I can see this being interesting. Nice eye for interesting situations. So thank you for your submission. All right, Chodov. That's Prague. That's the exit of the metro station. So what pops on me from this picture is obviously the red and the blue. Unfortunately, those signs are covered by some kind of structure. I don't know if the intention was to kind of include this shape of the roof, which is, yeah, I would say pretty interesting, but overall I would say I would expect if you spend time there to have just a tiny bit better silhouettes. I don't think they are anything special, and for me the colors are a little bit disturbing, so I would either turn it completely black and white so it's not drawing your eyes too much, or I would maybe frame it like this with the silhouettes to kind of you know, because it's a little bit disturbing. The top of the frame is a little bit disturbing. And Andrzej is the finalist from the previous round. And if you want to check his portfolio, you can do it now. I posted it in the chat. Some nice work with the reflections. This is nice with the beer bottles. Okay, thank you for your submission. This pretty dark frame for my liking, and the composition, the silhouette is nothing really special. I can see, you know, the photographer wanted to utilize the light, making some parts of the frame dark, but I don't know about this. And then the bad thing is that it makes the silhouette completely black, which when it is on the dark background, it's not really doing anything for me. Yeah, it would be pretty hard because it's always going to turn all black. So even if you got like a great shape, then you have it on the dark background. Well, anyways, I might go from the other side and catching people coming towards me with their face being lit like this when the light is coming from that side. When they turn, I don't know if you can see it, but it's probably being lit, and then my other part is not. So if you shoot me from this side, you're not gonna see much, right? So I would rather like you to shoot me from this side, which would kind of, you know, show me. But you can, you know, shoot me from that side, but if you go for the silhouette, you then wouldn't put it on the dark background. So you have dark silhouette and dark background, which is a little bit lost. Thank you for a submission. Like over here, you have a dark silhouette on the light background, and it works. That one, it doesn't really work for me. But thank you for your submission. All right, Street of Fogo, Carbo Verde, Nikon D7100, and Flickr. There is a Flickr account. All right. So it's quite the exposure. I would bring it up a little bit cold photo, which I think might have been like a cool tones, like a bluish, which might have been the intentions of the photographer. We have two boys. I think what's nice about this is the emotion in his face. I would maybe consider it, even though I don't really recommend it too often, to crop it horizontally, to just vertically, to just have those two boys, because like this part not really doing anything for this part as well. I would probably leave it the edge of the right of the red part and crop the boys, so you have the whole picture filled with something interesting. For me, only the middle is kind of interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of this space, but thank you for your submission, and you left me your Flickr. I don't know who is using Flickr anymore. This looks like a Windows background. If you guys remember the Windows XP or 98, was it? Or what was it? They used very similar background, some nice photos, and I'm going to send your portfolio to the chat. This one, Lviv, is it Lvov or Lviv? Is it Lviv? Sorry for mispronouncing the name. Ukraine. All right. So, I think there are a few interesting elements in this one. You have some interesting characters. Like, she has interesting expression, he has interesting expression, he is interesting overall. He is in the opposite mood as everyone else. I think it really lacks the subject separation. You know, he has people behind him kind of like, you know, not sorted. She is right in front of someone. I would probably either wait for people to move around a little bit, and if it's not possible, I would just try different angles. I can see why he is kind of important to be in the picture, as he is kind of like in a misfortune or bad mood and juxtaposed against people who are having fun. I'm almost wondering cropping it, because I find it really disturbing how she is positioned in front of the guitar player, and it's not like only hand and the guitar is sticking out. It's just, yeah, it doesn't really work for me. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe a photo like this, where you would have in the one point, in the one cross point of the photo, and then him would kind of make it more interesting. Anyways, thank you for your I couldn't find an Instagram account. I couldn't find your Instagram account, so feel free to leave it next time. All right, One Night in Barcelona, 2014. Shot on Fujifilm X20 in... honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the yellow light. It can't be helped when doing the night photography. Overall, I think this is a snapshot of that place, even though it's nicely framed. Like, the composition is, nothing is really too off, even though, you know, you could argue the scooter is kind of cut off, but the window is alright. We can see the edge of the building, we can see the people. But really interesting is happening. See, there is a problem. Is there a problem with my camera? Is it flashing for you? Is the stream still working okay? I don't know what's the problem with this. Anyways, I don't think this is like a peak moment. I think The composition is interesting, like the foreground. It's very nice. The Barcelona has some very nice backgrounds. Yeah, but nothing really interesting is happening, unfortunately. Yeah, it's acting funny. Okay. I hope it will not spoil the not enjoyment, but you know, your experience. All right, thank you for your submission, Mau. Hopefully the camera is gonna be okay. Some nice compositions. I can see you are pretty good at composing the images, you know, with some symmetry, with some leading lines. You just need to find, oh, this is pretty cool. It's a really nice edit of the rivers. You just need to find a little more interesting situations like this. I think this has potential for something else happening in the left side of the frame and would be quite a cool photo. All right then, looking forward to see more of your photos. Okay, what this was Google. What day is it? Is it like Zatopek? Google. And it didn't show me the picture again. No, I wanted to see the art. Okay, never mind. We're not getting the art again. Anyways, where are we? Over here. What do you think? I don't know. It's the name of the photo. It's probably asking me what do I think. I think it looks pretty cool. What's the aspect ratio? It's 16:9. I like him. A light figure on a dark background. Not quite sure about them because the background goes for some reason pretty lighter and there are quite light figures. I wish it was taken from a little further away so we didn't chop the heads of the viewers. But if I focus only on this area, I could even imagine this being cropped in some kind of standard ratio like that. And it's interesting photo, you know, people in the air without being in the airplane. They're usually pretty funny or interesting, especially jumping people. You caught nice hands. So my only critique to this is that I don't really like this crop. I would probably crop it like this. Crop out the people just over here and over here and make it like 3:2 an image. I think it would be just much clearer, would be like what's going on. I think it's a little bit messy for the background, unfortunately for me. Thank you for your submission. And some pretty nice work with the flash. Okay, that's different one. And this one is also, look, yeah, and I wanted to say you cropped the hats. I would love to see them. I think this works better because we have the people watching there. I like it a little bit more. That's some nice experimenting with photography. Thank you for your submission, and I'm looking forward to see more of your photos. Cafe in Long Bien, Hanoi. I have to say I really like the colors of this. It looks like a still movie, especially this part. I'm kind of thinking like, you know, making it crop like this. Wouldn't it be even more interesting. But we have this light, which is kind of like not the biggest fan of that, but overall I like the picture how it is. I wonder if this was like somehow edited. I'm based in Hanoi, Vietnam. You can see a lot of my photos on Flickr. Alright, so are people moving to the Flickr for some reason? Photos of, is this your daughter or is it just a girl on the street? This also looks like a still from a movie. Tango in Hanoi, okay. Maybe it's just Hanoi looks like a movie. Pretty cool. Thank you for your submission. And I'm gonna add this to the collection for now. I think it has potential, and yeah, it has this little bit weird aspect ratio. I would like think about cropping it over there somehow. I would like to keep the windows, but you know. This, I was kind of thinking, what is it? First of all, what's this? Is it like you forgot a finger in front of the lens? That happened to me. Or someone standing, you shooting over someone's shoulder. Composition wise, I'm not the biggest fan of the subjects coming out of him. I wish for the better subject separation. Moment wise, this is not really some kind of special moment. It's just he's tying his laces, I guess. And then, like, I'm not the biggest fan of this, even though it adds some kind of layer, but I think it's just a finger. Looks like an accidental shot to me. Security check before the dive. Okay, so with the title, it's a little more funny, but overall not doing too much for me, if that makes sense. And Victor takes some pretty cool shots. That was I really like that one. That was quite unusual for you to take a shot like this. Is it like... Oh, what's happening? My Instagram is not loading at the moment. Is it like you walking on the beaches and taking photos? Let me know. Okay, glass sculptures. That's interesting. I would be terrified from this, to be a little bit scared of this falling down. So it's supposed to resemble like octopus. There is no story behind this, but it's interesting. Now, I might have said this multiple times already, but having an interesting subject doesn't make the photo by default interesting. And I think it's a nice environment. It's just missing this like little bit of moment, something happening. And yeah, I just think it's not there some kind of subject which would kind of complete this picture. Something happening in here. Nice framing, nice composition, but I'm missing some layer of which would be like, all right, this works. Daniel Shaw, okay. This has the moment. This didn't have the composition. I think I was talking about last time. But this is the moment, like this is that happening. Like here, this is also the moment. But yeah, I would just put together your talent for the composition and for catching the moment, and that would be it. Thank you for your submission. This one photo I picked for the thumbnail, right? Gust of wind. And I like, you know, first of all, I like the light. I think it's pretty nice. And I like her expression. Again, I'm kind of thinking if making it vertical, just like a headshot or portrait, wouldn't be better, but maybe it wouldn't. And I really like the character, even though, you know, she's dead center. I just think the combination of the colors and the light makes me really like the photo for some reason. And Greg Macamian is a commercial lifestyle photographer based in Toronto, Canada. Having had a close connection with visual storytelling, his camera has allowed him to document, enhance, and continue his connection. His work focuses on capturing photographs that evoke an emotion. His goal is to tell a story through his images with an audience to make them think and feel a connection to the world today. And you can check Greg's work if you follow the link I just pasted to the chat. Thank you, Greg. And all right. And next up is this Child's Play. And then there was some heated conversation. If you want to read it fully, you can check it out. It's on the Reddit. And then, so I'm gonna first share my opinion, and then I would go into this discussion. Some fairies don't have a crown to wear. Okay, so I think she is like a darker subject because of how the light hits her. I would normally suggest to position the subject against like a plain background, but I think in this case, if she would be positioned against this lighter background, which is fully out of focus, I don't know which camera is it. Is it? I don't know. It doesn't say that. But it looks pretty cool. I would just, you know, maybe have her standing over here, like behind the motorcycle. I don't think the motorcycle adds anything to this photo. Then her expression is really nice, you know, having her doll. And yeah, I think just a few things I would do differently, you know, not to have the hair at the edge of the frame, position her against the light background, so this works. Now then, the conversation started something like, please stop using underprivileged kids on the streets as props for your photos. It's really sick. That's reality. I try to show the harsh reality, my friend. I know what I'm doing. Thank you for your feedback. And then you can follow the full story if you read it. Now, so what do I think about it? I kind of have to think about it. So let's see. I'm walking on the street and I'm in the mood of shooting portraits. I see an interesting character and I either take a shot or this is probably a portrait taken with permission. Now this is probably some kind of what country is it? It looks like some kind of Asian country. And Yeti Kolatic just became a member. Okay, if you guys want to join the membership, feel free to do it. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. Anyways, so if I see an interesting character, I would probably ask her for a photo, and I wouldn't see as exploiting unprivileged kids. I don't know, just, you know, just thinking about it, if I saw an interesting character, I might ask, you know, the character for permission, and if they would be okay with the permission, then, you know, I just did critique. I think it was the last critique, not with Justin, it was with Gary, and he talks about taking photo of homeless people, particularly about one of the photo he took, and then he bought the homeless guy breakfast, and it's interesting conversation. If you want to listen to it, you can do it in the video. I'm gonna post it also to the Instagram to kind of see what you think. But, you know, if it's with the permission, I think, you know, I wouldn't really mind that. And also, like, if the kids are really living on the street, they're usually pretty, like, happy when someone interacts with them, and it can even be like a happy moment during their day when someone takes a photo. So, like, yeah, it doesn't really do anything bad to the person, I guess. I mean, if it's communicated well. Well, definitely let me know what you think. Okay, yeah, you can read if you're more interested in the discussion. I'm just posting the link to the Reddit below. Thank you for your photo and some nice framing, some interesting characters. This is very nice photo. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for submitting your photo. Looking forward to see more of them. All right, this one, I believe this photographer submitted like 10 photos. I don't know if I already commented on his photo or not. I kind of like this. Not the biggest fan of the car peeking behind the man, but, you know, having 3 characters drinking and everyone is at the different stage of the drink is pretty cool. They wear almost the same outfit. I just wish the light was hitting them a little more from the side so we could see into their face. I don't think I should. Okay, let's bring it back. Remove all the posts, but please next time submit only 1 photo. So I think the situation is quite clear, you know, with, quite nice. Composition wise, I'm not the biggest fan of this car. But as a progression of a drink, it's a cool idea. Thank you for your submission and some interesting pictures on the Instagram. Feel free to submit some of your photos for next rounds. I would really love to talk about them, but, you know, the rules are we only talk about 1 photo. Okay, so an interesting subframing for this photo. Even though this is fully dark, it still is overexposed, so I would just expose on the wall. So this is like underexposed, overexposed. I don't really like this edit, but and then so we have this subframing, which I think is quite interesting. You know, it's quite a nice background, but then the silhouette, I would stay at that place and wait for the silhouette a little bit longer to get a better shape of the guy. Just something different, something, yeah, more recognizable. That's my take about this one. Juan? Is it Juan Sunset? Shaman. Okay. Some nice place with the shadows and with art overall. Thank you for submitting your photo. Looking forward to see more. And the last one, which is I really like this photo. This Picasso-ish picture with the motorcycle being also like two-faced, kind of. I believe this is just a, it's not a fashion motorbike or scooter, it's just crashed heavily, so it resembles in being two-faced. I kind of like it, bright and dark. As I was roaming in the narrow lines of Varanasi, the wall art caught my attention, and then I happened to see the scooter standing right in front of the matching artwork. Alright, I think this goes straight to the collection for now. And Chetan is actually the winner of the round number 21, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to interview him. Takes some pretty cool photos. Alright, let me check how many time we have for the Reddit, for the polls. We have 1 hour and 38 seconds left, and we have 55 minutes and 11 seconds left. So if you go straight to the Reddit, you can vote in both finals. All right, so let's get to everyone's favorite part, which is picking the finalists. And if I'm not mistaken, we have only 7 people are included in the collection, or 8. Let me see. All right, I'm going to try to make it for you, to make it visible for you. So let me turn off the view. So finalist number 1, which was decided by your votes, finalist number 2, finalist number 3, and now I'm going to pick 3 people from this. So I really like the gust of wind, so this is going to the finals. I'm gonna let Sax go, mostly because I think he takes better images than this, and also because I said that I think I don't really love the top part of the frame, but overall nice photo. Now, so it's between this, and this. I really like the colors in this one. Also in this one. So I'm gonna leave the Chedan. And this makes our final 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so here are our 6 finalists. Make sure to leave your vote for 4 rounds which are open, and I will open the next round soon, so don't forget to vote and don't forget to submit images for next rounds, and I will see you probably, if nothing really happens, next Tuesday. Thank you everyone for joining me today. If you are watching this later, feel free to leave me comment below. Thank you everyone who decided to join the membership. It really means a lot, and if you want to join it, you can find the links in below or under the window. So I will see you next Tuesday. Have a nice day. All right, and okay, I am back because I received a super chat from someone and I didn't read it, so I'm back to read it. It's in Czech, so it basically says for 2 euros, 2 US dollars. Hello Martin, I'm sending 50 crowns and you have 1 soup in the Chinese restaurant on me. So thank you very much, Jiří Kolařík, for the super chat. And that's that for today. If you guys want to send any more super chats, feel free. I will make sure to read it. Thank you once again for joining the membership, and as I said, I will see you next week.